Hi, this is Micornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are dealing with breaking limitations in your life. And I want to deal with this once more with one more limitation that I want to speak about today. And this is one of those limitations in your life that are actually pulling you through not to succeed in life. In your life, you may try to do a lot of things, but you may not even be aware that this is a limitation. And this type of a limitation is actually subtle to your life. And when you are not aware of it, you may not even be able to change from it. And that is a limitation called putting on a mask in front of others. Putting on a mask in front of others until you lose yourself. And this is very important type of talk that we need to address, that many of us are not aware that we are not living a life of our own. And sometimes we basically trying to live life that is not us, life that we've been taught or we are faking, a life that we are pretending, and we are not being real about life itself. And that's what we call putting mask upon yourself in front of others. In other words, you pretend your life to be actually a life of success, even though you know deep down inside of you, you're not successful. There are those of you who pretend to be okay while you know inside of you, you're not okay. You know you're dying inside. You are actually being destroyed inside of you because there are things that are eating you up, but you put up a face mask on you as if you're okay, and you do things like you're okay. And I want to speak about this because it causes limitations in life, whereby you pretend to be okay. And therefore, the problem of pretending is because you cannot face yourself. You cannot actually face yourself head on, and you cannot correct the things when you're not facing yourself head on. There are times when you know that you're actually taking a wrong path, that you are going astray, but you cannot confront yourself and your issues. And when you are not able to confront yourself and your issues, that is what we call putting on a mask in front of others. So in other words, you want people to see this picture that is not you. You want people to see you this way while you know for sure that I'm definitely not that way. And that becomes problematic because that delays you, and that causes a spirit of stagnation in you, and that makes you not to progress at all, and it becomes a hindrance in your life. It becomes a limitation in your life. There are those people that would actually look at themselves in a mirror, and they would see that there's a spot on the face. They would walk out of the mirror, away from the mirror, as if there's nothing, and they will not correct themselves. These are the type of situations that we're speaking about. You know your life is not right, but you're pretending as if it is right in front of people. You're putting a mask as if you are okay, even when you are not okay. Listen to this. What this will cause you, it will cause you more pain and damage, because you will fall deeper and deeper into problems by continuing doing something that you're supposed to be correcting and walking out of it, and you actually damage yourself even more. I'm speaking about this because it's very important that we emphasize the fact that we be able to conquer situations by facing them head on and walk out of them. Because you cannot change from something that you're not acknowledging that it is there on you, and it is not right, and you need to change from it. Now, I want to speak about the fact that when you pretend to people, you're not actually affecting the people. You're affecting yourself because you're stalling your own life, not the life of other people. There are some of you as young men that are actually masking yourself by buying very expensive clothes. You live a very extravagant life and very expensive clothes. Some of you are driving very expensive cars and so on, so that people can see you as if you are Mr. So-and-so. So that people can see you with a different lens of an eye and think that you are somebody who is wealthy, while you know deep down of you, you are actually in debts. And some of you go into debts to buy these things, and you end up actually drowning yourself with debts because you are trying to impress people. Now, in this life, you cannot live for people. in this life, you cannot live to impress people. Because the more you live to impress people, you're putting on a mask on yourself, the more you launch yourself into danger. The more you find yourself deep into problems where you would even get to a point where you become even suicidal. And some of you as a young man, you get into depression because of what you've launched yourself into. But I want to emphasize that this sometimes is caused by what we call peer pressure. Peer pressure because you are in the midst of people that actually would look at you in a certain way because they've set out what we call a certain status or a certain class of this particular group, and everybody who's belonging to this group then therefore must live to be the part, must live to a certain standard. Now, if you are going to put on a mask in front of others and drown into these problematic situations that you think you want to impress others, it is actually going to eat up on you. And therefore, I want to advise you as a young man that this is a time maybe to look at yourself on the face and confront yourself and confront your issues. If you are actually becoming unwise in your decisions, confront yourself. Don't put on a mask as if you're wise and behave wise while you're not wise. So please make sure that you expose yourself and you don't put a mask on your face. Because if you put your mask before the eyes of others, as I've said, people may take you as successful. People may take you as wealthy. People may take you as making it. But you know deep down inside of you that you're not making it. Never pretend life, because life will not pretend to you. At the end of the day, if you try to pretend life, you run yourself into problems that you and you alone will face up with those problems, and you'll get yourself into problem. So please, putting on a mask in front of others can be a limitation in our lives, because that makes you not to face situations that you need to repent from. It makes you not to change from situations that you need to change from. Because in life, you need to identify things that you need to change from, and you need to also identify things that you need to improve in your life. There are things that you need to change from, that you need to chuck out of your life, but you need to identify those first. But also, besides identifying those that you need to chuck out of your life, there are those that you need to improve from. It is only you who would know in which area you are ignorant. And that is only you who would know where you need to learn and have knowledge. It is only you who can go out and ask a question and get answers to certain situations. Remember that there's no stupid question at any given time. And therefore, there might be things that you don't know, but you pretend like you know because of your friends, and you put on a mask as if you know. And some of us, we actually even hide it from our friends that there are situations that are eating us up. And I want to emphasize today, as a young man, that rise up from where you are. Identify those limitations in your life, and don't limit yourself further by putting on a mask on your face, particularly if you want to be successful. It is you who's faced up with a situation. It is you who want to be successful. And success is not just going to come. You need to rise up and make a decision that I want to be successful. And therefore, I'm not going to put a mask on me. Now, putting a mask in front of others, what it does as well, it limits you from help or denies you from help from others. Because there are people that would love to help you in some of the situations that you have, but they're not going to help you without knowing. Until you remove the mask, then people know who you are really. People know what you are lacking in your life. People know what you don't have, so that they can step in, therefore, and help you in areas where you need help. Please shout and say it. Talk where you need help. That's the only way that people are going to help you. Don't put on a mask, and don't make as if don't do things as if you are Mr. Know-it-all. Don't behave like you're successful. Don't behave like you got it all. So make sure that people are aware that you don't have it all. Therefore, you need help from them, and please make sure that people come and help you. And it is very important, therefore, to communicate to people your weaknesses, to be able to communicate to people your strengths as well. Let people know. Don't actually hide anything from the people, because that denies you, as I said, from the help that might be available from you. And you're making people not to help you because they don't know that you're lacking that which you are lacking, and they're supposed to be helping you with. I want to end up here today. Your host, Micornus Phokane. This was, of course, part 2 of this session of breaking the limitations. I would love you just to join us tomorrow once more as we deal with part 3. And also remember to look at our socials, Facebook pages, Young Men Empowerment Forum, and Micornus Phokane. And I want to emphasize as well that on our YouTube channel, please subscribe and learn from these topics, and they will help you as we continue dealing with them. May the good Lord bless you, and allow me to say cheers for now.